Arcana. There we go. So, next game we'll be playing is Tyranny, a CRPG made by Obsidian. It's an actual CRPG compared to Shadowrun. More that this is like the full kit and everything. I believe this one was made after Pillars of Eternity 1, based on the fact that when you pick difficulties, it refers to Pillars of Eternity. So that's the thing. But do not fret, because I have already prepped my character, because I am smart and plan ahead, so that the character creation won't take 2 hours on its own. In fact, it's just gonna take a little bit, like 20 minutes maybe. I don't know how long it's gonna take, but because there's a lot of text to read through, like interesting bits on what actually goes on. But anyways, next, or new game, normal difficulty. Oh yeah, also it has this introduction, which I don't know how long it is, because I skipped it when I was prepping character.
For over 400 years, the armies of Kairos the Overlord have swept across the known world. All who stood against them fell before their might. Even the Archons, women and men of immense power, were forced to kneel, chained to the Overlord's will. Now Kairos' final conquest has come to our corner of the world, and 2 of the Overlord's armies compete for the honor of taking our lands. The elite disfavored, and the teeming horde of the Scarlet Chorus. The voices of Narad, spymaster and Archon of secrets, guides the fierce and undisciplined masses of the Scarlet Chorus. With each battle, the Scarlet Chorus grows stronger, as the defeated are given a simple choice: serve or die. Graven Ash, Archon of War and the Overlord's most loyal general, leads the disfavored. Though small in number, Kairos' ironclad legion has never met true defeat in open battle. Watching over the 2 generals is Tunon, the Adjudicator, Archon of Justice, eldest of Kairos' minions. Tunon brings Kairos' laws to newly conquered lands, aided by the Fatebinders, judges and executioners of the Overlord's laws. You were among the youngest of the court of Fatebinders when Kairos' armies came to our lands. How could we have known that the fate of thousands would rest in your hands?
So, what an opening. Yes, game, you're correct. We're picking this. Now, what we look like is not going to matter too much because of how this typically goes. So you're not going to be able to fucking see your character too much. Anyways, to start, there's a lot of different texts, bits to read, and that's why this might take a little while still, because it's interesting and it, fills in the world more. I don't need this fucking paper that I've written down my character stuff. In the Northern Empire, where you were born, men enjoy equal protections under the laws of the Overlord Kairos. Let's read what Kairos is about. Holy shit. Okay. Let's save that for later. In the southern lands of the Tiers, only men may own or captain ships, but real estate is restricted to women. Men may lease, but durable ownership of the land in the Tiers always passes to eldest daughters or sister. Most sons enter their father's profession by their mid-teens. Those without a profession or family lands to work, can find purpose by pledging service to one of the Overlord's mighty Archons. Criminals, derelicts, and others are often conscripted into the armies of the Archons. If a child cannot forge his own skein, he will certainly find one in battle. Kairos. Kairos is a name out of legend. For centuries, The Overlord has consolidated power, sending vast armies to swallow entire realms. The most powerful mystic of the world the world has ever seen. Kairos can issue edicts, magical proclamations that level cities, spread pox, sunder the lands, or change the course of seasons. The Archons, the masters of magic throughout the known world, bow to Kairos, and the Overlord readily destroys any Archons unwilling to kneel. These sorceresses and madmen lead the Overlord's armies in near-endless conquests. As the realms of the known world fall to the Overlord, these captured territories are divvied up amongst the Archons to manage. Able to deliver suffering and woe to every corner of Territus, without leaving the capital, few have ever seen the Overlord in person. Though Kairos' name is the single most recognized name in the world, only the Archons can say what the Overlord looks like. We're picking that. Okay, and then we picking... What the fuck did I pick? I put this in the way. We put that. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, 9. That wasn't... I already know which one that is. It's that one. Bop. And... Oh yes, this.
That wasn't so hard. On the lookout.
The return of Matthew Mercer. We go fucking Pillars of Eternity. We go Matthew Mercer times 3 because of Aloth and Adir. And our player character. Now we get our player character again to be Matthew.
My wounds are slowing me down.
Fantastic.
I need rest.
Fucking sick. I was gonna pick a woman to begin with, but then I found that Matthew Mercer was one of the voice actors for the males, so I was like, nah, fuck that, I'm sorry, I gotta stick with him. And then we got that. Yes, and then that. Nice. And then that's done. There we go. So, origin. Today, you are a Fatebinder, agent of the Archon of Justice. You are by no means free, but as a warrior scholar, deputized with discretionary powers to interpret and execute the laws of the Overlord Kairos, you are freer than most. One does not apply to be a Fatebinder. One is called by Tunon the Archon of Justice, and to decline is death. Millions of men and women live in the dozens of realms ruled by the Overlord. How did you stand out from amongst this teeming mass of desperation and insignificance and gain the Archon's notice? Tunon the Adjudicator is the Archon of Justice, ruler of the conquered realms and the arbiter of disputes. Oldest of the Archons, sent to conquer the Tiers, Tunon speaks with Kairos' authority. His true appearance remains hidden behind an iron mask, the face of judgment. Tunon is an impartial, sober creature, wholly obsessed with justice and order. Though assumed to be a powerful combatant, Tunon rarely strays from his throne room, entrusting his court of Fatebinders to act as his eyes and ears, as well as judges, juries, and executioners. I'm not going to read through all of these, I'm just going to read through the one that I picked, which is Hunter. When the leader of your home village spoke out of turn, one time too many, agents of the Overlord put the whole town to the torch to contain the spread of insubordination. The bounding Viper tribe came across the smoking ruins of your village, and when the beast's matriarch found you frozen but unafraid, the mighty leader took you in and raised you with the protection of her tribe. For years you lived with these beastmen in their migratory homes throughout the mountains, but the bounding Vipers were a dying breed. Each long winter took a greater toll than the last, and once the dwindling tribe was too weak to defend its lands, disfavored soldiers came to dispense of the ravenous scavengers your tribe had become. Finding a human among the wild tribe, the disfavored soldiers made a point of taking you alive. News of the wild child of the north eventually spread to the Archon of Justice, and he ordered you released from captivity and delivered unto his court. The disfavored, disciplined and battle-hardened. The disfavored are an elite legion in Kairos' army. They spearhead the conquest of the younger realms, finding themselves always outnumbered but never outclassed. led by the steadfast and dutiful Graven Ash, whom they follow with obsessive devotion. They are committed to imposing their interpretation of the orders upon the relative lawlessness of their tiers. The Legion only tolerates Northerners in their ranks, priding themselves on their high standards and cultural purity. Primary expertise. As one of Tunon's Fatebinders, you receive training in the arts of war, the intrigue of magic, and the inexhaustible depths of Kairos' law. Across the Northern Empire, the education of a Fatebinder is second to none. Those bearing the title are expected to read instructions and understand the economies of the realms in which they operate. Literacy and mathematics, skills rarely found on Territus, are essential skills in the execution of law. Subtle talents like speechcraft or tactics are honed with time and experience under Tunon's guidance. So here you don't pick a class in this game, Brandon. You pick weapons or whatever you are good with, which even as I'm picking now, I don't know if it's like correct. I will find out whether or not I like did something wrong halfway into the game. That's typically how these work, but I'll probably be able to adjust a bit through respecking later. But we're going short bow. The short bow is a weapon of those who choose. There is nothing interesting here. They just speak of what they do in combat. So let's see, hobo or just. Was this like slower attacking? I think so. Where did it say? Oh yeah, recovery. That's it, right? 430. Nope, that's not it. I don't think so. Well, either way, we pick that. Then we pick unarmed attacks. And then we pick Palm Strike because we're able to silence spellcasters, which is pretty useful. Or instead of doing a double attack, because we're going to focus on bows, but we have the close combat as a backup for now. But also like these two have the same like this pretty much the same skills connected to them, so they stack on that, so we can get more and more focused character anyways. But yeah, there we go, and then we get to pick our character colors. That, and then what did I pick? This. Yes, that makes sense. And then it was colors is that, and then also dark purple. Yes. And then I believe it was went past it. That one. Seeing this one very much reminds me of I don't remember if his name is just Clockwork or whatever, the main bad guy in Sly Cooper. Because of this, because this is kind of what the visual icon for that character is as well. And then we got name. Our name, bit weird. I'll explain how I got to this point. Joshua, that is spelled correctly, yeah. Cruz. So, number 1, Joshua, came from the fact that we're bandaged like this, and since I picked white, that means that this face is pretty much like Joshua Graham from Fallout New Vegas. And because his name is Joshua Graham is a character in Castlevania Aura Sorrows. His name is Graham Jones, I believe. But because he's from Castlevania Aura Sorrows, whose main character is Soma Cruz, before I've made named characters, it would be Graham Cruz. But since I don't do that here, we look like Joshua, I went Joshua Cruz instead. That's how I went with that name, so we're gonna be Joshua Cruz. no matter how ridiculous that might be. Alright. 12 might, 12 quickness, 14 finesse. Yet again, I have no idea if this is terrible or not. I'm just basing it on the fact that it says gold and silver. Like, that's all I can go for right now. I don't know how this game does its stuff, or what counts as what. In Pillars of Eternity, I know exactly how things work at this point, having played through the first game fully, and I'm currently playing 2, so I know how those 2 works for. But this one have different things going on it, or in it, so it's a bit more confusing. Right. Let's see. It's this. Then it's that, and then we went with just that. Here we go. We pick Conquest. Time for more reading.
All the world has fallen to Kairos, and now the Overlord's eye is on the Tears, our home. The last corner of the world free of Kairos' reign. 2 armies, the Disfavored and the Scarlet Chorus, march south from the Northern Empire, the last realm to fall to Kairos a century prior. In the early days of 428, Kairos' armies arrive at the Gates of Judgment, the mountainous border that we Tearsmen so long believed unassailable. Unable to agree on a unified plan of defense, the various leaders of the Tears sit and wait for each other to deal with the conquerors, until it's too late.
Yes, the Fools. Conquests. During the conquests, you will decide your character's actions during Kairos' invasion of the Tears, shaping the world through which you will adventure over the course of the game. Each choice you make affects your character and how major factions of the Tears respond to you. Your decisions matter. Choose wisely. 428 TR, year 1 of Kairos' conquests. The Bastard City. The Bastard City, there we go, stood on the northern border between Kairos' empire and the Tears. Built upon a natural harbor at the crossroads between realms, the city was a nexus of commerce. To the Tears, it was the center of all wealth. To a northerner, it was little more than a backwater trading post. Its symbolic status as a gateway to the continent made it a natural first target in Kairos' military conquest. Circumstances were ideal for you to prove your worth as a soldier in Kairos' armies. Taking this city would send a message to the rest of the Tears. Kairos' will is insurmountable. The Bastard City, named for its position between the 2 realms, the Northern Empire and the Southern Tears, the Bastard City and its surrounding lands, known as the Bastard Tier, is a melting pot of cultures and a place of commerce and intrigue. The Tearsmen of the South view the Bastard City as a place of wealth and excess, but to the people in the Northern Empire, the Bastard City is little more than a sprawling slum. Tunon the Adjudicator established his court in the Bastard City. From this foothold in the Tears, he and his court of Fatebinders imposed Kairos' laws upon the conquered land. So we've got Infiltrate the Tears and Gates of Judgments. Let's look at this first, because this is the one we're not picking. The armies of Kairos took the battle to the Gates of Judgments, trumpeting the opening call of the conquest of the Tears. The 2 armies, the Disfavored and the Scarlet Chorus, brought their distinct sense of order and chaos to the assault. You went to battle alongside the armies whose approach best suited your strengths. Although now I think about it, I think I'll just pick the ones that we're going with. It's not that there's too much text on the other ones, it's just it doesn't really make any sense because those events technically didn't happen if you pick the other one. So, the Scarlet Chorus. The Scarlet Chorus is little more than a gang of thugs and their captive slaves, rather than organized under commissioned officers. The Chorus follow the hierarchy seemingly ruled by whoever has the bravado to command and defend their position. At the head of this chaotic pecking order, the Archon of Secrets, better known as the Voices of Narat, treats the Scarlet Chorus as his personal army. The Scarlet Chorus often suffers tremendous losses after battle, only to swell in the aftermath when captured enemies and collateral prisoners are given the cruel opportunity to join or die. Infiltrate the Tears. History would remember the Gates of Judgment as the first battle of the conquest, but the real combat unfolded with advanced units of both armies preparing for the coming war. The Disfavored and Scarlet Chorus each had a plan to infiltrate the capital city. Which army did you join? You lent your skills to the elite Disfavored scouts to capture a border garrison. Gravenash insisted that an early victory in the offensive would boost the morale of his troops and diminish the haughty overconfidence of the Southerners. Gravenash, the last of the great northern generals to stand against the Overlord in ages past. Archon Gravenash now serves Kairos as supreme commander of the Disfavored Legion and is charged with conquering the Tears. Gravenash shares a powerful bond with the soldiers under his command and regards each of them as family. The death of a soldier at enemy hands represents a grievous loss to the old general, who bears the burden of his love with mournful stoicism. The Oathbound Scouts identified a modest border defense and collaborated on an organized attack that would leave the enemy uncoordinated and cut off from aid. You oversaw the preparations and offered your opinions on the strategy. When the clashing of swords and spears fell to silence, followed by the cheering of disfavored scouts, you were the least surprised. Inside Agents. With the border garrison captured by your disfavored allies, you traveled ahead of Kairos' armies and lurked in the shadows of the bastard city. You decided that converting one of the locals to Kairos' side would help bring the city to its knees. After all, corruption starts from within. You came to an arrangement with a well-connected smuggler who knew how to sneak agents of the Scarlet Chorus behind the city walls. The Scarlet Chorus were better operatives than soldiers, and this work required a subtle touch. After accepting his deserved payment, the smuggler uncovered a long-forgotten tunnel that intersected with the sewers of the bastard city. Armed with maps of the subterranean layout, your Scarlet Chorus allies fanned out to occupy various city districts undercover. They spent the ensuing weeks murdering key officials and sabotaging defenses wherever possible, weakening the Tears capital under the very noses of its leaders. Betrayal of the bastard city. Your tactics of infiltration placed you in the bastard city head of the main armies. Your work softened the city defenses for the arrival of Kairos' forces, but you wanted a decisive gesture that would give your allies a meaningful advantage. How did you assist in the fall of the bastard city? I believe it was this one, yes. Keeping to the shadows, you eliminated the leaders of the bastard city, one by one. Some deaths were quiet and unnoticed, while others were gruesome beyond words. As a wave of murder overtook the city's elite, your deeds swelled in infamy. Well before the armies arrived, no one in the bastard city felt safe in their homes, much less behind their walls. By the time Kairos' forces crested the horizon, the city was fearful enough to throw open the gates and welcome their new protectors. The bastard city settled into a new state of normalcy, with every tower displaying Kairos' banner. Your name was whispered among rumors of a decorated career to come. The armies divided into two fronts and migrated south. Tunon sent word that you were to join the next frontier of Kairos' conquest, either as judge and overseer of the settlement of Lethian's Crossing, or as a war advisor with the armies advancing into the realm of Apex. Lethian's Crossing. Deposits of iron made the settlement of Lethian's Crossing a strategic war asset. Kairos sent the forge-bound mages of exceptional skill to establish a flow of weaponry. Tunon, the adjudicator, sent one of his Fatebinders to ensure the enforcement of Kyrus' law. Years ago, Lethian the Bold founded a small merchant town at the intersection of ancient old walls. A pact between the settlers and a mercenary company meant the caravans were able to travel without fear of bandits or bane, and the town thrived in modest insignificance. Lethian's crossing drew Kyrus' attention for the iron deposits in the surrounding hills. With the region under Kyrus' control, the northern mage smiths could set up workshops to refine ore and arm the disfavored with the finest weapon in the known world. The Archon of Secret dismantled their mercenary support with a generous bribe, taking the crossing in a bloodless victory. Tunon dispatched you to travel alongside Kyrus' forces and bring order to the region. Nope. The iron must flow. Kyrus' mage smiths worked day and night to create weapons. No one faulted their dedication, yet production was low. The plans that came to light proved divisive to the disfavored and Scarlet Chorus. On one hand, any additional manpower was needed for fighters, not forges. On the other hand, the celebrated weaponry of Kyrus' armies needed to be fiercely guarded. The Scarlet Chorus took refugees from the recent influx and forced them to serve in Kyrus' military. You repurposed these individuals to haul wagons of iron for the smith mages. This proved an inconvenience to the Scarlet Chorus, who relied on their force of numbers to be effective in the field. The population of Lethian's crossing had swelled from the emptying of lands destroyed by Kyrus' armies. Although the Scarlet Chorus fought to keep the refugees under their control, the need for production could not wait. The new recruits were reassigned to haul iron ore from treacherous mine shafts, labor more befitting slaves than Kyrus' artisans. Though the disfavored grew stronger with the advantage of more weapons, the Scarlet Chorus diminished as their ranks found themselves with one less opportunity for growth. Fucking deal with it. Pick of the armory. Since you aided the production of weapons, commanders of both armies lobbied for additional arms. They offered all manner of bribes to be next in line for a fitting session with the masters of the forge. How did you sate the lust for iron? You allowed no changes to the orderly dispensation of iron and punished those who tried to bribe you twice. Using language that left nothing open to interpretation, you let both of the commanders know that bribery would not be tolerated in Kyrus' military. That didn't stop either of them from seeking you out again, making promises of wealth and advancement if you showed special favor. Deciding that enough was enough, you ordered both of the commanders flogged in view of their armies, letting pain and humiliation teach them where reason had failed. Who controlled the crossing? Tragedy struck when a mercenary hired by the Voices of Narat injured a forge-bound artisan, leaving him unable to practice his craft. Tunon ordered the mercenaries to leave the city in the hands of Kyrus' more responsible servants. Only a token garrison could be left behind while the armies returned to the front. As the disfavored and Scarlet Chorus showed increasing tension and hostility toward each other, Tunon decreed it best that only one force control the crossing. Forgebound. The Forgebound are mage smiths sworn to Kyrus' service. Though their operations in the tiers are overseen by Tunon and his court of Fatebinders, each Forgebound uses magic as a tool to augment their personal craft. Most commonly smelting and metalworking, but carpenters, tailors, and tanners are found in the ranks. are found in the ranks, and each mage strives to create that which is impossible with mundane hands. Most notably, the Forgebound are the sole masters of iron working in the known world, using spells of fire resistance to wade into the forge fires, and the Forgebound can work iron at temperatures no other forge can match, and with a hands-on touch that no mundane smith could hope to achieve. Because of this vital skill, the Forgebound are considered a strategic war asset, their lives regimented and controlled so that the forgers may churn out iron arms and armor without debate, delay, or distraction. Yeah. You grant the control of Lethian's Crossing to the Disfavored. The Disfavored placed a modest garrison in the settlement of Lethian's Crossing, though the force was larger than might be needed to police the small settlement. Protecting the Forgebound's ironsmiths became the true agenda of the defense force, as these magical craftsmen kept the Disfavored invasion force suited in armor, or in iron. Relieved at the departure of the Scarlet Chorus, the citizens of Lethian's Crossing felt they got the least of two burdens. You received word from Graven Ash thanking you for your decision. The Forgebound and their weaponry could not be trusted to the voices of Narat. Known in his official capacity as the Archon of Secrets, the voices of Narat is equal parts genius and madman. Rumors abound that he can steal the minds of others, though few, if any, are alive to confirm as much. The subjects of his interrogation are never heard from again, and the Archon is able to recall the memories of his victims with startling accuracy. He is the inconsistent leader of the Scarlet Chorus, vacillating between commanding from the vanguard and directing his armies in absentia. Despite his strange methods, no one doubts that the voices of Narat is an accomplished strategist, even suggesting that his madness stems from thinking hundreds, perhaps thousands of steps ahead of his enemies. With the mercenaries expelled and Lethian's Crossing under new leadership, Kyrus' forces congratulated themselves on bringing order to the settlement and guaranteeing a productive flow of resources. Over the course of this diversion, the army front advanced further into the tiers. Your skills were needed in the Realm of Azure, Stalwart, or the Vellum Citadel. I need to fucking turn this. Stalwart. With its easily defended position and rich military tradition, the realm of Stalwart was the most formidable realm in the tiers. The realm of Stalwart was best known for its proud army, disciplined, courageous, and undefeated on their home soil. Skill and resolve made Stalwart a military power that Kyrus' forces approached with due caution. With its southern position, Stalwart had been largely safe from war, watching for 2 years as its neighbors fell to Kyrus' forces. On the dawn of the third year of war, Kyrus' forces were finally poised to invade the Stalwart Peninsula and subdue the tier's most vaunted army. Marching on empty, the Stalwart defenders burned their crops as they retreated, leaving the invaders little to forage. Starving, the Scarlet Chorus mob raided from the disfavored, well-maintained supply lines, incurring casualties on both sides. By your command, the disfavored shared their provisions. The thieves each lost a hand for their treachery. Scarlet Chorus commanders argued that the Horde was starving. Being the largest of Kyrus' armies, they were also the least provisioned. The men were wrong to steal, but the disfavored were equally wrong to withhold supplies from their allies. You agreed with the chorus version of events and ordered that the disfavored supplies be shared. The thieves themselves would be punished with the loss of a hand and returned to the front lines. The disfavored found this a sickening aberration of justice and surrendered their supplies with grudging acceptance. Well, they can just fucking deal with it because we're one force. Even if we're two different armies, we're one force. We should make sure that both are able to do their fucking job and fighting. No matter how little that fucking makes sense to you guys, it doesn't fucking matter. We need to make sure that shit's being done and taken care of. Better dead than red. Rather than submit to Scarlet Chorus conscription, conquered locals began committing suicide. Desperate to add more bodies to the horde, the Scarlet Chorus demanded a portion of disfavored prisoners. The disfavored denied the right of recruitment, as the realm's population had taken a steep decline. You banned the Scarlet Chorus from recruiting in the realm of Stalwart, going so far as notifying the locals to assuage their fears. You agreed with the disfavored arguments. This conquest was never about ruling a graveyard, but the Scarlet Chorus acted contrary to that goal. The voices of Marat and his mobs blamed you for suppressing their ability to conduct war as they saw fit. In spite of their protests, you read this proclamation in every conquered village, knowing that enemy spies would hear your verdict. Because no matter what the fuck we do, the Scarlet Chorus won't get any forces. Either we allow them to recruit and the locals kill themselves rather than be recruited, and they get none, or they are not allowed to get recruited and they get none, but the locals survive. Which means we have more people in the conquered land, which makes way more fucking sense. The Edict of Storms. The disfavored carved a slow, steady path into the heart of Stalwart and surrounded the enemy's massive fortress. With the main bulk of their forces defeated, the enemy leadership retreated to their mighty fortress, content to wait out the war. The Overlord answered this impudence with an Edict of Storms on the peninsula, a devastating spell that would endure for as long as the cowardly hearts of Stalwart's leaders persisted in beating. Pleased by your efforts, Tunon deemed you the proper representative to deliver Kairos' edict. Aside from being given a 3-day window to read the edict, you received no other instructions. Kairos' most powerful magic is that of the edict, commandments cast upon whole regions that can control and destroy man and nature alike. Once cast, an edict can rain fire, wither crops, demoralize cities, usher in endless night, or do whatever it is that Kairos envisioned. No known force, magical or mundane, can stop an edict, though each edict is often worded to include some condition or contingency that will see its end. Some edicts have been short-lived, delivering days of wanton catastrophe. Just as many have lingered for centuries. There we go. In an attempt to ingratiate themselves with the people of Stalwart, the Scarlet Chorus insisted that warning be sent to the towns and villages, so that the people may prepare for the horror about to descend on them. Kairos' wrath was intended for the cowardly regents of Stalwart, not those unfortunates swept up in the calamity of their leadership. A warning in advance of the spell would give locals time to prepare for the devastation to come. You were content to let punishment fall on the innocent as lightly as Kairos' will allows. Comforted that you might yet spare lives, you broke the seal of Kairos' Edict of Storms and read the Overlord's incantation. The clear skies darkened, and you read the final words of the edict. A flurry of wind and rain whipped through the rolling plains and craggy canyons, turning rocks up turning rocks, uprooted trees, and hapless soldiers into hazardous shrapnel. Armed with a measure of foresight, you were able to remove yourself from the area before the storms grew more violent. Over time, nearby communities told of cyclones consisting of thousands of soldiers' worth of limbs, spears, and armor, and skulls. What's more, the weather showed no sign of dissipating. Several units of disfavored, who fought the enemy in spite of the advancing storm, were caught up in the Overlord's magic. The few survivors regrouped and nursed their wounds. Their failure to topple the stalwart legion shamed them into believing the dead more fortunate. The name Stalwart fell from use. People took to calling it the Blade Grave. For the remade landscape festooned with the iron and bronze armaments of two once great legions. As Kairos' forces departed... Oh, weird. You spared a glance at the ruins of Stalwart, marveling at your work. You didn't have long to rest before Tunon called you into service once more. Bladegrave is the name given to what remains of the realm of Stalwart after its ruination when Kairos proclaimed the Edict of Storms upon the lands. The magical storms struck the disfavored and unbroken armies during the height of their engagements. Now most of what remains is a blighted landscape of discarded armor and weapons, and high winds of rust and human dust. Conquest complete. Yes.
The year is 431. And Kairos' invasion has shattered all major opposition in the tiers. The Younger Realms, the Bastard Tier, the Free Cities. All who defied Kairos lay broken by battle, or bowed in surrender. The two armies of the Overlord, the Disfavored and the Scarlet Chorus, now control our lands. But our will is not yet extinguished. Not entirely. In the Valley of Vendrian's Well, those of us unwilling to bow to Kairos have banded together in defiance. Violating an oath of surrender from 2 years prior, we have staged a bloody uprising, murdering the Disfavored and Scarlet Chorus garrison in a midnight assault. With their main forces spread across the tiers, the Disfavored and Scarlet Chorus redeploy to Vendrian's Well to crush the resistance. But months pass with no definitive battle. As disagreement and discord paralyze the Archons, we bide our time and wait for our message of insurrection to spread across the tiers. The Overlord is not amused, and Kairos has one message for the Archons: crush the Oathbreakers or die. Kairos backs this threat with an edict, a magical commandment that can slay all in the valley should the order be ignored. The honor of proclaiming this edict fell to you. Sent across the mountains to Vendrian's Well, you carry the Overlord's edict to read before the Archons. As you finally make your way through the winding mountain passes into the valley, the ground trembles, and Kairos' magic seals the way behind you. You are trapped in Vendrian's Well, with Kairos' armies and the Oathbreakers. The only way to survive is to fulfill the terms of the Overlord's edict, in any way that you can.
And now the game begins! Like I said, very long beginning. Would have been even longer if I didn't already have a prepped character. Fatebinder Joshua Cruz, I presume. Oh god, yeah right, fucking tutorials and shit. I'm actually wanting to read through these because I haven't. Welcome to Terratus. If this is your first time, yes, cool. What is this about? Lore and reactivating tooltips, reactivity tooltips. Many conversations you can see or just plain green text. Tooltips on these provide you information on the characters of the world. Yes, okay. Cool. Spell creation. What do you mean spell creation? Oh my god. Okay, so I don't know what this is yet, so that's whatever. Also, I'm not using spells. This is that. It's on J. What I thought. Talents. Okay, so here's what we do with this. Whoa. Okay, hold on. Magic. Okay, there's just 2. So it's agility, range, magic, leadership, defense, power. Oh, okay. Defense is all this shit. That's not what I'm gonna have. Leadership. I'm gonna assume leadership is just like a general thing you probably want slash can have. Defense, I'm not gonna have power. Oh, that could be. Oh no, it's different things. Okay. I see. Agility, flurry of blows. Oh, okay. Light foot, faster in combat. Sneak attack. So what does that mean? Just made from stealth. Okay. Here we have ranged, which probably what we're gonna focus mostly on. Is ranged. Add a feint to your thrust ability, blinding your opponent as you strike them with your attack. That could be useful. Light foot could be potentially useful. But okay. Adds armor pen to the thrust ability. Okay. I'm gonna assume all of these have just connected to thrust, because there's the thrust ability, which is just a general skill you have, which works with whatever. But we have. Let's do it like that. Character sheets. Here we have this. Attack and ability, strength, quickness, ability, and spell cooldowns. Okay, right. Wits is spell strength, magic defense. Finesse is accuracy and armor deflection. Okay. Vitality is health and will defense. Resolve is reflected duration. Yeah. Okay, there we have it. Can see what each one really does. Okay. Active effects. Here we have our inventory. We probably want to equip this because of the fact that it's better than what we otherwise have. Oh, it gives 0 to pierce and fire armor? Damn, just straight 0. Not even like -1 or anything. I don't know if I technically agree with that, but that's fine. I just get this for one-handed, that's whatever. And we have Karis' Edict. The scroll contains the words of the Karis' Edict they have been commanded to deliver. If Ascension Hall has not been taken by my forces before morning on the day of swords, all in the valley, when this edict is passed, will perish. Damn. Camping supplies. Oh yeah, right. We have that. That was the thing in Pillars of Eternity as well. Copper rings, bronze rings, iron rings. Ah, okay. That's bronze. So okay. Our currencies. Good. Reputation, we've got nothing with that. That's spark creation. Missives is some other bullshit. Spire is something. Okie dokie. Let's talk to Aurora. Part of the disfavored. Kairos the Overlord be praised. When I heard the avalanche, I feared the valley was sealed with you on the other side. The disfavored warrior claps her gauntlet to her breastplates, the traditional salute of her legion. Conversations. Conversations involve you and other characters, sometimes additional parties, like bystanders or companions who may interject. The choices you make will enter... Yes. Character attributes, skills, and history, and gender, as well as decisions made by you in the concourse, may all open up options. These options are not necessarily superior to the other responses, but give you a wider variety of choices to select from. The manner in which someone responds to your choices depends on their individual personality and attitude. Conversation. Each character speaks to you will display a banner beneath the portlet. These banners indicate which faction the character is allied with. And then that, yeah. The commander wouldn't say why the governor of Lethian's Crossing would be coming, but since we have no forges here, I imagine you're here to knock some sense into the voice of the rats. Yes, the voices of the rat. She catches herself clearing her throat with a smile. I mean, mediate with the Archons, so that we might agree on a plan to wipe out these Oathbreakers. Gain massive favor, or major favor. Lore, conquest decision. In the year the second, you were assigned with the governor as the governor of Lethian's Crossing, overseeing the Ironforge tasked with supplying the host of war. The tiny settlement grew quickly that year, and before leaving, you assigned control of the settlement to the disfavored, whose elite soldiers benefit from most of the forge's output. Having improved the efficiency, order, and quality of the forges, many disfavored soldiers think of you as the chief rainmaker of their arsenal, much to the chagrin of the mage smiths that actually hammered the iron, and still think of you as the honorary governor of Lethian's Crossing. The Oathbreakers. In honor of the Vendrian Guard renegade... Reneging? Maybe? On the surrender of 429, soldiers in both the disfavored and Scarlet Chorus now refer to these tiersmen as Oathbreakers. It is perhaps one of the few points of agreement between the disfavored and the Scarlet Chorus. But on a personal note, it is good to see another Harbinger. Okay. By Kairos' will, most of our old invasion force still lives, but most of us have been scattered across the tiers, reassigned as needs change. I miss those days when there was so much battle ahead of us, so much glory still to be won. But I know the Archons are expecting you. Don't let me wax nostalgically about the old days. Barely 10,000 disfavored departed the north to conquer the tiers, and the disfavored in country today were part of the original muster. While Scarlet Chorus faces come and go, you've seen a lot of the same disfavored over the years. This is Aurora, Stone Shield of the second cohort, veteran of the original Vendrian's Well campaign 2 years prior. You saw battle with her and her team in the infiltration of the tiers that occurred weeks before the major opening battle at the Gates of Judgment. Those who took part in these daring pre-war raids refer to each other affectionately as Harbingers. Right. Can you hear the hum in the air? That glow around the rocks? The avalanche is Kairos' magic. The Overlord has sealed the valley. Your senses seem more than mine, good Fatebinder. I do not pretend to know much about such things, but if that was Kairos' magic, and you're here on important business, well, you don't have to be the Archon of Secrets to guess that you're here to proclaim an edict. What does Kairos have in store for the enemy? 10 years of festering plague, an edict of twisted bones? Skill increased. One of your skills then grown up in rank. As you use your skills in the game, they accumulate experience. When they gain enough experience, they will increase their skill rank. As skill ranks increase, your characters will gain experience towards your next level. Okay. So doing like those special options in conversations is useful, because then you can get more experience. Most people you encounter in the world are neutral or friendly. You can interact with them by clicking on... Okay, yeah. Like I'm bearing an edict of Kairos. Our soldiers will complete their task or die. The edict is leveled against us? Her eyes widen with fear, her posture slackens. But the Scarlet Chorus prevents us from taking action. Why would the Overlord punish both of... She clears her throat with a sigh. Forgive me, it is not my place to question. We should have conquered the enemy within weeks of arriving in the valley. The delay reflects poorly on all of us. Your first instinct is to blame the Scarlet Chorus. No wonder Kairos resorts to an edict to enforce order. Yes, well... Her eyes shift to the side. There has indeed been little goodwill between our armies, and you are right. When we act as we do, what choice do we give the Overlord? She takes a deep breath, nodding as she exhales. And you are right, I should not cast blame so freely, especially not when talking to a servant of justice. My apologies. Well, you've traveled a long way, I won't keep you further. I'm sure the Archons will want to hear from you at... Her voice falls silent, her attention snapping eastward with alarm. Did you hear that? More runners, third time this week. The Oathbreakers keep trying to send messengers through the mountains to gather help from outside the valley. She points over to the collapsed path by which you arrived, but they're a bit too late for that now. Come, let's show these Oathbreakers a good fight. For the glory of Kairos. Sure, let's shoot this guy in the heart. Kabam! Damn, that was a good hit. Combat. Tyranny uses a possible real time. Yes, I'm aware. Combat. Characters always perform basic attacks when they're equipped, or their fists are fighting unarmed. Characters have it. So special abilities and spells they use. Yes. Abilities are grouped in talent, spells, combat. Okay. To use an ability, click on the select target or press the hotkey. Yeah, the cursor has a red X in the corner. You're not. Okay. For abilities that are to target party members, healing spells, buffs, etc., you can click on the party portrait to target the ability on the party member. Yes. All characters in the game, friend or foe, have 5 primary defense against attacks. Yes. There are 4 possible results: hit, critical hit, grace, and miss. Critical increase your damage, while grace reduces it. Yes, with each attack you gain experience in the weapon skill used to make the attack. Even a miss will grant some experience. Oh, okay. So we're dealing with just you keep using the thing and you get better and you will be able to hit more over time. Okay. Cool.
Take that,
bitch. Yeah, man, what the fuck is that you have? You have a very curious weapon.
I got it.
Bam! I missed, I guess. Are you bleeding?
I got it.
Okay, I don't know what in terms of like.
I got it.
Oh yeah, I do have a higher accuracy because the ability gives more accuracy. That's one down. Let's check further along the path for more. Talent points. There are 6 categories of talents available to your character: leadership, defense, power, agility, ranged, and magic. Oh yeah, those with talents. Each companion has their own talent trees with unique abilities. These abilities unlock in the same manner as your character's talents. As you spend points within a companion's talent tree, further tiers of talents become available. Okay, so we got... Oh, and here's... Alright. Wait, did I get a point? Sure about that? Potion of protection, +2 armor. Nice. Wait. Stolen for 300 seconds. What's that mean? My stun 2 armor penetrated by attacks for 300 seconds. Wait, where the fuck did that? Where did that go? Oh wait, that went to like stash probably. Right, that went to like actual stash compared to...
Sorry, I can't.
Abandoned material. Bronze lore. No, bronze torque. Can't use that. Take a better look at the torque. Okay. Ah, yeah. It's +1. Well, let's do that, I guess.
Got it.
Oh, I lockpicked that, even though I didn't really do anything. Or maybe it's just straight, you unlock it or not. Should be vigilant and deal with the remaining outbreaks in the pass. Yes. Critical hit. Yes, Movement and controls, yeah. This seems to be a suicide mission. What did the Vendrian Guard hope to accomplish? The Vendrian Guard is the army of the landlocked realm of Apex, defenders of the central region of the Tiers. Named for House Vendrian, the ruling dynasty of Apex, the Guard has a reputation for being as resilient and stubborn as the mountains themselves. Ostensibly beaten by Karaz's armies and forced to surrender in 429, the Vendrian Guard resurfaced in 431, brazenly defying the Overlord's rule. From what we've learned from the other prisoners, the runners are instructed to escape the valley and draw up support for the Oathbreakers' cause elsewhere in the Tiers. I don't know who they think they will listen to their pleas, who smashed every army, fortress and self-proclaimed ruler those low-born Tiers men have to offer. Perhaps they think the wild beasts will rally to their side. Victory is soaked. If I die, anyone will rally to their hopeless cause. I thought exactly they lost this war years ago. This is a little more than the last gasp of the dying people. I've been traveling for days. How much longer until I reach the Archons? You're almost to your destination. Once we clear the path of the enemies, just head south. Oh, okay. Just head south. Yeah. Boulder. Move boulder. Press your weight against the boulder directly in your path to start moving. Push. Dead. Fire.
Trouble is on it.
Trouble is afoot. Combat is at hand. And a third one that is a body part. Enemies ahead. There we go. Oh, you just refer to stone shield. Yeah, you should die soon. There we go. Shoot you in the back. Kapow. Now you're bleeding. Ah, there you can tell. Oh, right click to lock. Yes, good. That's what I want. Bleeding is raw damage. Is it stolen? I don't know what that means. Okay, what is this? Javelin. That can go in there. Stone shield. Don't bother with me. Go down to the pass, Drastus. Oh, Drastus. The soldier clutches his gut and winces. You can see a hint of entrails between his fingers. You're wounded, and it's not trivial. He laughs through clenched teeth. This, but a scratch. Seen twice as worse, 10 times over. He doubles over in pain, gagging and shivering. If you'll let me help. If you'll let me help. I said I'm fine. The soldier moans and shakes his head. Graven Ash protects. You go on and help the others. Oh, sure, buddy. I don't even know if I could help, but hey. What do you have? A mushroom, waking death, will revive when defeated for 120 seconds. What the fuck? Okay. Just automatically? Taken before falling unconscious, the spores of the waking death mushroom guarantee to revive the imbiber with a fraction of their full health. It's common effect enough for a soldier to feel outclassed by a foe when there's a chance of dropping on the battlefield. Waking Death offers a second wind of energy, albeit at a reduced capacity. The imbiber is capable of staving off unconsciousness long enough to seek aid or press a desperate attack, which can make all the difference. Can I, like, give him that? No.
Sorry, I can't.
Scarlet Fury. Wait. Who am I fighting here? Oh, well.
Try and catch me, worm.
Verse. A young Scarlet Fury weaves around the Vengeance Guard attackers, avoiding their weapons with fluid grace. She nods to acknowledge you. Sun Soldier. A breathless enemy soldier passes a glance to her countryman. This one's crazy. Too much lead in her water. We should cut our losses and turn back.
Fate Finder. Here at last. Here to join me in putting these cowards out of their misery.
I mean, yeah. For the realm of Apex, charge!
Look at the...
Well, you engage disengagement attack. Oh, she got immediately put in my party, okay. Well, I'm not planning on disengaging at all. Chroma has been hit with a disengagement attack. Oh. With a disengagement attack? Really? Oh, wait, what? No, that's bullshit. She has not. She hasn't moved. Minimap. Wait, where is the minimap? All characters friend or foe must recover after each failure to... They're knocked. Okay, when they reach 0 HP, they are knocked out. This means they are out of the fight, but as long as your side is victorious, they will regenerate their health when combat ends. Being knocked out applies a wound to the character, reducing their maximum health for future combats until they rest or level up. Okay. Then I know how that works. So here we have Verse. She has what exactly? Some finesse, some quickness. Okay, what do you do? Let's dodge and parry. Is she like... What else? Stance, Red Geyser. Ah, adds bonus damage to your next attack equal to 50% damage received from attackers. Minus dodge and parry. Okay, right. So you do dual wielding. Okay. Got it, got it. Scarlet Poison. Wait, you have that on you? Oh yeah, you do. Rot Spear. Enraged Affliction for... Crush between the teeth, Rot Spear sees increase the soldier's might at the cost of inspiration. What the fuck does the Enraged does? Recovery is reduced by 25%, health increased by, will reduced by. So... recovery being reduced is better? I think. No, where's recovery? Character recovery. Base recovery 1 second. Yeah, reduced is better than, yeah, of course. So, what do we got? You've got Skewer, Burning Iron. That's a long range. And Blood Soakstone. Oh? What's this about? Coordinate with Verse to knock your target prone, then follow up with a strong bleeding attack? What the fuck? Oh, it's like a... Wait, what? Hold on. Oh, it's like a... straight party attack. Oh, that's weird. Okay, interesting. So what do you got then, actually? Wait, so you've got Stance Red Geyser, but like... how do you have that? You should be able to use that. Oh, Battle Stance. Oh, here we go. Seeking Sheath. 3 Whispers. Extra dodge. Extra accuracy. Less dodge and parry. Adds bonus damage to your next attack equal to 50% damage received from attackers. Okay, so you take some... you have a better chance of being hit, so you take damage so you can deal more damage next time, okay. Skewer. Wait. Slash and then pierce. So it's simply because of your weapons. Slash. Pierce. Yes, correct. So this damage. Restore spells with injuries or penetrating armor. Oh, it just has higher armor pen? Yes, it does. Interrupt weak. Okay. her or them? So this burning arrow, launch a burning arrow that sets foes on fire. How do you do that?
We should try that again.
You just have a bow. Oh, you have a bow. Oh, I see.
Again.
Oh my god, verse. Okay. Target that.
I got it.
Okay, good.
Take that.
And now. Oh, that's a melee attack? Oh, okay, crush, right. Oh, okay, I see. That's how that functions. Huh. So then...
I can tell you didn't spend the conquest in a diplomat's tent.
So I'm gonna assume that health just regenerates to full after a fight then, like that. Fighter surveys the fresh corpse and nods with satisfaction.
I'm versed, by the way. But there are more important things to take care of than introductions. Those Vendrian guard we killed didn't come alone.
Not so fast. First explain what you're doing here.
The voices of Nerat told me to intercept you at Edgering Ruins before you busied yourself solving all of the camp's problems. Guess I was too late. You're due for a meeting with the Archons, but we should handle the small matter of this ambush first.
Why are the Vendrian Guard attacking now?
My guess? The Vendrian Guard are testing our strength in battle, learning how we perform before they organize a real offensive. That, or they're really, really desperate to get beyond the mountains and couldn't wait until nightfall.
What's your role in the army?
A Scarlet Fury, one of the elite killers of our ignoble gang. You'll see more than a few of us around camp, but don't let that fool you. We're a rare breed. Most of the soldiers in the Scarlet Chorus are little more than farmers and children armed with rusted forks. Makes them easier to control. The voices of Nerat called his best fighters to this siege. There must be something important about Vendrian's well, though don't ask me what. The Archon isn't in the habit of spilling secrets.
Vendrian's Well is the name of the central plateau of the Tears, a mountain-ringed valley of rivers, floodplains, and scattered farmland, once ruled by House Vendrian of the realm of Apex. At the heart of the valley is the mountain spire, and at the base of the massive stone structure is an old citadel built centuries ago and largely left unused until recent times. Alright.
Eager. I like that. Before we go, you might search among the remains of our fallen comrades. Wherever they're bound, I doubt they'll miss their boots, much less any rings or any useful iron they might be clutching.
What's with rings? Rings were first introduced by Kairos in the early years of the Northern Conquest. The currency of the the currency of the divided realms was of questionable value and easily counterfeit, and rings offered the promise of a shared economy simple enough for anyone to understand. Today they are the standardized currency across all the known lands of Terratus. Their commonality and ease of transportation quickly made rings the preferred unit of trade even in realms where Kairos' peace is not observed. Gain average fear, gain average loyalty? First, gain average fear, gain average loyalty. So are both like good but in different ways. Yeah, nice practical.
No reason to pity the fallen. Before long, we might wish we'd joined them here. But at least we'll enjoy heavy pockets and warm toes. For the voices of Nerat!
Okay, no, we haven't. Oh no, no, it reached. Okay, slowly goes up. So let's see. What's this about? This is rep. Verse. Fear and loyalty. Where's elevated in the. So loyalty. So we get combo attacks with party members. That's neat. Huh. Very curious. Okay, so where we go? You do have a bow on you as well. Scarlet Fury helm. It's lighter and it gives me more accuracy. My ass, it says. Wow. Can gain one more. Scroll lesser sigil reaching grasp. Accent. Oh, here's party stash. I was wondering where the fuck that shit was. This is otherwise a very good weapon. Okay, alright, so that is specifically between those. Okay. And that's close range, so might as well do it like that. Well, it's specifically close range to her.
Right.
Oh, more soldiers. Tarkus Deimos. Eyes forward, not looking back. The Vendrian Guard warrior roars with his falch. Although no, I don't know how to pronounce this. think I know what that is. Held high, his words largely lost over the din of battle or combat. The falch or whatever is an enduring symbol of military life in the tiers. Adapted from the agrarian scythes of Azure, this curved blade was, in ages past, the weapon of peasants forced into battle. In the last century, the nobles of Apex took a liking to the weapon, and it has since become the weapon of all serious Vendrian Guard warriors endeavor to master. Stand aside, or your funeral will be over the side of the bluffs. Seeing you squarely in his path, the soldier points his weapon your way. Oh, there's no escape. For Oathbreakers, no surrender. I applaud your bravery, but I implore you to end this foolishness and lay down your arms. Well, they are... Yeah, we take this, like, pretty squarely, so yeah. And we'll sell this with bronze. These fools don't know where to stop. I like that. Charge. As he seemed as he's meant to charge, the sound of chanting rises from the south, drawing his attention. Scarlet Chorus reinforcements, hurry! Ah, I was wondering, I'm like, am I gonna have to fight 5 dudes at the same time? Mocking Blaze. Run down the Oathbreakers, let none escape. From the red mob of reinforcements from the south, a blood chanter emerges at the head of the rabble, the ornamental crest of her staff pulsing with crimson tones. Signing sigils of magic and wordlessly moving her mouth, the blood chanter scribes a series of spells into the air. A red glow surrounds the Vendrian Guard warriors as the chanter's magic worms its way into their minds, blinding them with rage. Hold position, all of you! You there, keep to the path. The warrior gestures along the canyon trail, but the soldiers turn their attention to the Scarlet Chorus, roaring challenges. No, don't engage them, we need to run. His orders falling on deaf ears, the warrior reluctantly readies his weapon. Okay, I cannot actually do anything with them. Okay, you. We probably want to engage with them, yes.
Look at that.
Join the party. Now, versus capable warrior. Skill in both melee and range combat. As you acquire companions, you will need to balance their strength against the strength of your character to be successful in combat. While it is possible to adventure alone, you will find the game more rewarding with a well-balanced party. There are now 2 parties, and the commands you issue now will affect both party members. To select a single party member, yes. Select... Oh, F1, F2, okay. Different, okay, got it. Select multiple party members, click and hold anywhere on the screen, yep. I don't need, I'll pick my own stuff for them. She has several stances abilities that provide her with different benefits in combat. Stances are modal abilities, meaning they can be toggled on and off. Only one stance can be activated at a time. When the stances are deactivated, all stance abilities enter cooldown for a short duration. Yeah, I don't know about her having like taking more damage and shit. I think switching is probably
they can hit me.
better.
On it.
Okay, here we go. No. Nope. Didn't happen. Well, they're dealing with them. Oh, of course, after an ability that happens. Use a potion, since apparently that shit's gonna be real bad otherwise. Where you at? You had more stuff, but you can't use them. Now we're... Ow!
Shit.
Take that.
Well, okay. Crescent Runner. Come quick, we have a situation on the cliffside. They have the commander. I think actually, so there's extra dodge or accuracy. Wait, empowered? Oh, hold on. Long distance attacks become more accurate and skewer. Gravedigger and Pig on a Spit abilities are empowered. Unbound and Mocking Iron are also empowered. Empowered in one way. Reverse thrusts both of our weapons into the target, penetrating armor, talent modifications stance. Oh, meaning that this one has higher accuracy in general as well. Okay. Oh, there's the minimum. Okay, got him. I mean, might as well. Plus one quickness was 600 seconds. Okay. Well, can you just shove that there for now? Broken armor. Okay. Sun Soldier Shield. That doesn't matter then. Well, there's no speed up in this game, so you just move just normal. I get engine guard, okay. Some more armor. Okay, we don't want to get the deflection. But we got more armor and more crush and corrode armor. And slightly more. Oh, that's fun. Okay. Pelox Tyrell. Stow your weapons or you find out how long a man screams before hitting the ravine below. Cornered between a precipitous drop and a band of angry soldiers, the Oathbreaker warrior holds a disfavored officer at knife point. Drastus, skewer him. Worry not for me. Graven Ash will protect. The disfavored officer winces, blood seeping from the seams of his braces and cuirass. You heard the man. He plainly invited you to use that little blade of yours. What are you waiting for? Permission from your pimp? This blade, with a jerk of his knife, slices off a clump of Drastus' matted hair. If you're so eager to see your ally dead, just step closer. Ooh. An athletics thing. Okay, attack. Right. Can do a show of athletics. Lower your weapon, then charge forward and wrest the knife from him. Gain favor for both of them. The Oathbreaker cracks a wild smile as you lower your weapon. That's right. Now the rest of you, drop those weapons. With his attention on the other warriors, you dash forward. He reaches out with his dagger to slay Drastus, but your hand is already on his wrist. With a wrenching twist, you mangle his hand, dropping the knife harmlessly to the ground. The disfavored warriors rush forward from either side of you. Tyrell barely manages a strained gasp before being hacked and impaled upon with swords and spears. Kairos be praised. That Oathbreaker fought with the rage of Cairn himself. Drastus slides a trembling hand along the cut of his neck. Thank you, Fatebinder. I thought today was my last. Okay, we don't get who Drastus is specifically, but he's part of the disfavored. Cairn. The mountainous Archon of Stone accompanied the disfavored on the conquest of the Tears. His temper and proclivity toward destructive solutions often branded him a liability to the otherwise orderly takeover, but his powers were not easily dismissed. During the Azure campaign, Cairn went on a rampage, declaring himself independent of Kairos, and the conquest an unlawful sham. Kairos drafted the Edict of Stone to put an end to the rebellious Archon, and his petrified corpse rests in the ruins of Azure to this day. Is it this thing in the background here? No. From the look of it, guess they thought if they swarmed the pass, maybe one day, maybe one might make it out. We found a few scraps of parchment on the bodies. Dresses holds out a handful of crumpled parchment for your inspections. For your inspection, a student of letters such as yourself should be able to make sense of this. Literacy is rare in the Northern Empire, where the disfavored are born and trained. Time spent reading and writing is, after all, time not spent sparring and readying one's body and mind for battle. All that training and engraving didn't teach you to read. Examine the parchment. Repeating the same message in different written scripts, the parchment explains the Vendrian Guard's desire to overthrow Kairos' Archons and rout their armies from the Tears. The pages aren't addressed to any specific reader, but rather openly invites all who remain loyal to the younger realms and gather at Vendrian's Well. The realms of Azure, Apex, Stalwart, and Haven are collectively known as the Younger Realms, and together they represent the major political factions of the Tears. For centuries, the Younger Realms have battled amongst themselves for the control of the Tears, with every realm having been at war with each other at some point in memorable history. This lack of unified resistance allowed Kairos' armies to swiftly conquer the Tears. Recruitment material. They were trying to bring more traders to the fight. Well, from the look of it, we kept them from slipping out of the valley. Whatever they hoped to accomplish, I think their plan died here. The Archons are expecting you. When you're ready, leave by the gate to the southeast and follow the trail downslope for a few hours. You'll see the campfires leagues away. Can't miss it. quick finger bangles. Oh. Grants +1 quickness. Hell yeah. That is this, yeah, ability. That's very good. Like it. Fruits. Why did that have... Oh, okay. Bonnegar's bronze falch. Okay. Yes, high. Or, well... Yeah, it has a high recovery, yeah, because it's not... oh yeah, it's two-handed. Well, then it's fucking whatever, though. What's the situation here in Vendor as well? The Oathbreakers hold the citadel at the heart of the valley, the one built around the base of the spire. The Matani River has been our largest headache during the siege. It's unsafe for armored troops to ford, save for at key locations, and the enemy knows this as well as we do. I know we'd be a lot further along if the Scarlet Chorus used its alleged strength in numbers to ford the river themselves and overwhelm the enemy. Aurel looks at Verse with a disapproving air. As it is, we must take the valley slowly and advance the disfavored bulwark, since that's where the real work gets done. Verse, because all it takes is numbers to cross a river under a hail of arrows. If the disfavored were quicker to act, maybe the Vendrian Guard wouldn't be so trained up to face us. Oh, I just simply pick which one. Yeah, versus a point, there's been a lack of cooperation here. Which is true. On both sides, I assure you, we get nowhere by bickering over the failings of post-battles. Carry on. Oh, she wants to talk.
Need to talk? I suppose I can give you a moment of my time.
No, you clearly needed to.
What do you need?
Or that was...
Right.
Oh no, or that is... No, that is simply what I need to click in order for me to talk to her.
Can't do that.
Need to talk? What do you need?
Are you a spy for the voice of Narat? Verse regards you with an unreadable expression. Her mismatched eyes look at each of yours in return. Insufficient reputation. I mean, it doesn't even matter. You have to decide for yourself whether or not I'm worth trusting. Keep me along worth the risk and I'll spill the... Okay. Sure. Get do? Curious. Okay, we can climb up, but I can't lockpick it. Okay. Unfortunate. F5 or backspace? Okay. I can probably more easily remember that F5 is that. Alright, it's just testing. That was also testing. There we go. Save. What was that? Oh, that's the start there. Okay. There we go. We'll save there and oh, we could actually go. I mean, it's either way. We'll leave that there, and then we'll continue next time with exploring more what this game has, talking to more people and whatnot. There will be a lot of talking and whatnot. So, I look forward to that.